What's going on, everyone? Swinging Bull here with PB Alerts. Also joined by the one and only Big Quench, the owner of the
Hello,
company. Nice to see you.
nice to see you.
Officially, yep, just had the regular session bell just rang, so regular session's officially over. Today, we're going to be going over NVIDIA earnings, which they report at 4:20 p.m. Eastern. Okay. We got some forecast numbers here. EPS at $3.18. Forecast for revenue 16.12 billion. So they're going to be reporting for third quarter 2023, and just wanted to go over a couple things. Um, Basically, the on Monday, Nvidia hit a high of 504.09. So with AI once again becoming the story of the moment for investors, amid the ongoing drama surrounding Sam Altman's departure from Chat GPT maker OpenAI and his move to join Microsoft. So some of the expectations from the chip giant remain elevated, as basically NVIDIA has become the face of the 2023 AI story. So expectations from Wall Street as far as how it performed in the same quarter last year. Again, revenue 16.1 billion expected versus 5.93 billion in Q3 of last year. So, major increase in the revenue from Q3 of last year, of course. Adjusted EPS $3.36 expected versus only 0.58 in Q3 last year. So just look at the growth that NVIDIA has had with all this AI stuff. The data center revenue expectation is 12.82 billion expected versus only 3.8 billion in Q3 of 2022. Also, the gaming revenue, 2.7 billion expected versus 1.5 billion in Q3 of last year. Investors also will be focused on the company's revenue outlook, with Wall Street expecting fourth quarter guidance to come in at 17.8 billion. Revenue guidance is where the company has surprised investors the most in 2023. There was the NVIDIA earnings back in May, where NVIDIA basically went from $300 to $400 overnight. So $100 move on the May when they announced earnings in this past May. A couple other things to kind of keep in mind. In August, NVIDIA hit all-time high after NVIDIA reported second quarter results that smashed Wall Street's expectations on both revenue and earnings per share, as well as guidance that exceeded the lofty estimates. And then, of course, back in May, one analyst referred to the company's forecast as guidance for the ages. So Bank of America research analysts, they expect NVIDIA to beat and raise consensus when it reports here shortly in about 17 more minutes. The firm remains positive on the stock, calling the valuation compelling and noting seasonal trends, which remain favorable. So a couple things to keep in mind there when it comes to NVIDIA. We can also look at how NVIDIA performed one day after earnings on their previous earnings. Got 38 analyst ratings on tip ranks recommending a strong buy. And I just want to kind of scroll down on my screen here and show you. Here were the previous earnings. Okay. August 23rd, when they announced earnings, they were slightly green the next day, but basically flat. The May 24th earnings release that I was just talking about saw 24% change the day after. And then when they announced earnings on February 22nd, this past February, there was 14% upside after that earnings call there. So just some things to keep in mind. I also, we got about 15 more minutes before the actual earnings announcement. Just wanted to go over a lotto play that we did in the premium Discord. And I just want to explain how I built out the trade. And then I'll kind of pass the mic to the one and only Big Quench. And also for everyone watching, welcome to the NVDA earnings party. Let's go. So the trade I built out today, Quench, and I alerted it in the premium Discord probably about 45 minutes ago or so. This is an inverse iron condor. It cost me 135. It only cost me 135 bucks to open, with a potential profit of 115. So that means the trade goes our way. Not only do we get the 135 investment back, but then we get an extra 115 on top of that. So $115 potential profit divided by the debit we paid to enter the trade. We're looking at a little over an 85% return on our money. Now, I want to explain the beauty of this inverse iron condor, because as you can see, if we look at the option chain on NVIDIA, if you did do a lotto play for whatever reason on NVIDIA, you can see the cost of these naked options. So let's say you were bullish on NVIDIA. I mean, if you're trying to get right close to the money, you can see you're paying $1,700 for this $500 call, which is it's a good amount of money. And if you're bearish, you could see the cost of the naked puts down here around 1,500 to 1,600 bucks just to enter these trades. So if you don't want to allocate that much money to a naked option, which obviously is over $1,500 to $1,700, then that's when we can whip out the inverse iron condor. And I just want to explain real quickly the beauty of the trade. My max loss is 135, max profit 115. So yes, I did cap a little, some of my reward, but the beauty is it doesn't matter if NVIDIA goes up or down. You can see from my graph here, I'm basically wanting NVIDIA to make a $25 move, either up or down. Okay, and I do want to reiterate the expected move for Friday's expiration was plus or minus 35 bucks. Okay, that's the expected move. If you're looking at my screen here, that's the expected move for Friday is 35 bucks. So I don't think I'm asking for a lot on this trade. I'm only asking for a $25 move. The expected move is 37. So we're well within the expected move. And as you can see, the beauty of the inverse iron condor is you don't have to be biased. I don't care if it goes to the moon or it burns to the ground. You can see from my graph here that as long as we get a $25 move up or a $25 move down, we can make money no matter what direction the trade goes. And that's the beauty of the inverse iron condor. Yes, I'm sacrificing a little bit of my reward compared to just buying a naked call or a naked put. But the problem with buying a naked call is if the trade goes the opposite way and NVIDIA sells off, you lost your whole investment. There's no turning back on that. Same thing with the put. If you're biased for the bears and NVIDIA ends up taking off, well into the 500s and it gets close to 550, 600, whatever, you're going to lose your entire bet on that naked put option. So that's the beauty of the inverse iron condor is I don't care if it goes up, if it goes to the moon, or it burns to the ground. I'm going to get my max profit as long as NVIDIA makes a $25 move, either up or down. Another thing to consider, now that would be for Friday's expiration, but if we get, for instance, a $50 move up, we wake up tomorrow morning and NVIDIA is at 575 or 550. We're going to have a huge chunk of this max gain on the table ready to be taken. And we can go ahead and capitalize on that. Mike Porter on YouTube, Quench Bigelow getting that 2,000%. Yeah, Quench was trading NVIDIA recently and had a banger. I'll go ahead and stop rambling. I said my piece. I went over my lotto play where I can capitalize no matter if it goes up or down. I can play both sides on one trade, and I'll go ahead and shut my mouth and pass the baton to Mr. Big Quench.
Thank you. Can you hear me all right? You can hear me?
Yep, I can hear you just fine.
I'm excited to see how this goes, man. I really think it's going to be interesting to say the least. I don't think anybody's prepared for what's going to happen, both good or bad. I mean, so if you look at NVIDIA earnings, I mean, in general, hold on, let me just tighten this bit.
Sure.
It's not wobbling on me. That's better. So I think the really interesting thing here is it's something to consider is like, so go to the NASDAQ website real quick. Pop that up.
All right. One second here. What's that? NASDAQ.com or
Yeah. NASDAQ.com.gov.
.gov? Let me retype that.
Then just click it. No, I was just joking. It's .com. My bad. I was just messing with you. You have it. You're already here.
Man. Okay,
and
right here.
Hit NVIDIA.
Okay.
Scrolling right there. Here. There you go.
Yep.
Then you click earnings on the left side.
Okay.
Go down to where they turn gray. Yeah, right under financials. There you go. Earnings.
Okay.
Let's take a look at that. So go down a little bit. Show that little graph, that earnings per share.
There we go.
There we go. Okay, so right there. So earnings are projected to boom, for the next four. So Q3 of 23 was the beginning, right, where we saw like substantial growth in revenue, specifically in the cloud segment. I mean, they've really, really, really improved their line of business there, and I think they've really taken over as I don't know, I would say top dog, top three in the space. So to me, it's like seeing that growth, I think, is what analysts have been looking for. I think that's what the investors have always wanted, was to see growth in anything, any digital infrastructure, because it's so infinitely scalable. I mean, that's like going to be an extremely high margin business. So the one thing to consider, though, is that, that growth, in my opinion, so when we took that trade, right, I believe it was either Q1 of 23 or Q2, or no, well, we were loading in last year in the 2022.
It was 2022 when you were loading the boat.
But my point is, look at those earnings, right? So what I was trading on was this third quarter of 2023. That's what I was looking at. I wanted to run into the boom. Now, could have gone a different direction when earnings was posted, right? But we still took a massive return on that trade on the run leading up to that earnings. Like, that's the historical earnings that I think everybody looks to just be blown away by the fact that they reported, egregious numbers and beat. So like, that's the thing, is that's when you saw NVIDIA take that gap up and just absolutely boom. So when you're taking trades like this, I think something for everyone to understand is like, so we were buying back in early quarters of 2023 and late quarter 2022 on anticipation of that run. So my point here is, the stock market is always lagging. We were pricing in these earnings from the end of last year into the first 2 quarters of this year. And then we saw the readout, we got a boom. But something to keep in mind, although the growth is insane comparative year over year, it's not insane quarter over quarter. It's great, it's fantastic, but it's not a shocking revelation like you see between the third quarter and the second quarter of 2023. So for anybody that's expecting, just like boomtown to 700, I mean, just keep that in mind, that I'm not saying it's not possible, because this thing is behemoth and it's in blue sky breakout, meaning that we don't know the top other than the relative highs that we've seen. So that's always something to keep in mind when waiting for earnings readouts like this. We've got about 7 minutes. So that's all I wanted to show on the NASDAQ. You can go back to the chart.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, we'll go back to
I think that's something that everyone must know. So is that?
I remember when I remember when you were starting to scale into the NVIDIA trade. It was towards the end of 2022, and boy, did you get a return on that! I mean, it was insane, just amazing.
Dude, one trade bought me a damn car.
Yeah, there you go, right there, right. And that's the beauty, if you can really slam dunk. It's not about trading 100 different things at once. Like, you only need a couple bangers, and you could literally be done for half of the year or the year.
Once you get to a certain point, I mean, I would say most definitely the reality is that, like, as long as 1 or 2 trades don't kill you, like you want 1 or 2 trades to make you. You just don't want 1 or 2 trades to break you.
To break you,
Risk
exactly.
management, baby.
That's a good analogy there. You know, one or two trades to make you, but don't let 1 or 2 trades break you. We got to get that quoted. On YouTube, is there some type of guarantee to make your subscription money back? I'm assuming you're referring to our premium Discord. I'm sure some other premium members that are in the on YouTube or in the Discord right now can probably verify that we're with you every step of the way. We're not one of those services where you pay a monthly fee and then no one's around and you're by yourself, right? And just looking at like some alert like from a robot or something. We're there every step of the way. We do education. I think we got probably one of the best education programs out there. And we do live trading. I think we're up to 5 days a week, Quench. We do live trading. We have a handful of analysts that live trade on select days, but we're there with you every step of the way. We're in the trades with you. And Mike Porter on YouTube here. Yes, this is one of our Discord members. He already made enough money to pay for his entire year subscription. Okay, so to the other YouTube member, Zozor, I hope I pronounced that right. This is Mike is one of our premium members, and he's not getting paid to say that. He's already made enough money to pay his subscription for an entire year.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, we actually do have a free section. If anyone's interested in joining our free section, you'll find the link in the YouTube description down below. You can start off with the free section. There's actually a ton of education we offer to the free section. So it's a good place to get started, kind of get your feel on what type of group we are, and then when you're ready to hop on over to premium, and we definitely get you set up. But we got lots of members. I mean, one trade, and we had a member the other day made enough money to pay like 3 months of fees. Another member made enough money to pay 6 months of their fees, and we're just talking like 1 or 2 trades. And we got a nice diverse group of analysts. So you kind of figure out which one you want to follow, and then go from there. You can kind of test out the different analysts, figure out which one is more kind of like you per se, and then kind of go from there. But yeah, the free alerts are limited. We have a ton of alerts in the premium section, but we can't give the farm away in the free section, or we wouldn't have a premium section. It is a business that we're trying to run. But with that said, like I say, we're with everybody every step of the way. Our DMs are always open. I have people DM me every single day. Hey, what do you think about this trade idea? Or hey, Bull, I'm a little bullish on this stock. What do you think? And I'm usually real good about getting back to people real quickly with my thoughts and analysis, my analysis and things like that. And then of course, we got Mr. SLP, and then Quench, and a number of other Bitcoin J's in there. He runs our crypto side, our cryptocurrency side. And then Ethan. Ethan's a great analyst. He live trades every Tuesday and Thursday. A bunch of people have been making a lot of money off his alerts. Mike Porter on YouTube said he spent a year in free before he joined, and it's the real deal. Okay, so we have some people that have been with us for a long time, and then we have a lot of people that are new, kind of just kind of saying what you're saying, like they kind of want to dip their toe in the water and kind of get a feel of things, and they always end up joining the premium. And like I say, we're with everyone every step of the way when we do the trades. And just to reiterate too, I do have a lotto play on NVDA. This was inverse iron condor. I walked out all the premium members. This was about 45 minutes ago when we entered the trade.
Hey, we're coming up here.
Okay, let me go back to
long story short. We love you. Glad you're here. Go check out the
Exactly.
testimonials, read them for yourself, or just stick around for a while with the free stuff so you can see what kind of people we are. I would say that's really the main thing, is like trust character and nothing else. But here's the best part. We have the character. I know that, but we'll show you the results too.
Absolutely.
So I would say that's what I would do. Just keep it short, not because we have this. This is going to be
we
very
got about 20 seconds. seconds. We got 20 seconds.
I'm too anxious.
Here's
it's too much.
the final countdown. Let's go. All right, here we go. About 8 more seconds. Should start seeing some fireworks. And we got Mr. SLP behind the scenes. As soon as the actual earnings data comes out, he'll be posting that for us.
We're coming down.
Okay, getting some volatility here. You can. I'm on the 1 minute chart. Getting some flick. Okay, there's some flickering action there. Here we go, baby. Okay, NVIDIA's up to 507, 508. Here we go. Let's see if this is a fake out move or what. Earnings data has officially been released. Like I say, Mr. SLP, one of our other analysts, he's going to be posting it on YouTube as soon as the data comes out, as soon as he gets it. Okay, so kind of had a little bit of a big upper wick here for initial move. Now it's coming back down here. Obviously, sometimes the first move could be a fake out. I've also seen it go up, down, and then take off before. So let's just give it a minute and see what direction we're going here. Now, for my inverse iron condor, if it is bearish on the video, once it gets below 473, I'll have max profit on the table tomorrow. We're close to it on my inverse iron condor here. Let me go back to the candlesticks. Okay.
So it looks like the revenue was a beat. 18.12 billion. They beat by almost 2 billion. Data center revenue huge, 14.5. Estimated was 12.
Nice.
Yeah, they even beat on a third quarter adjusted EPS 4.02 as opposed to 3.36.
Okay, if this does end up bouncing back to the upside, this is basically a liquidity grab here. Got big money trying to get some cheaper shares before they launch it. Let's see what happens. Got a big upper wick and now a big lower wick. So let's see if we can get back up to baseline here, which is right around 500 bucks. Okay, getting some buyers stepping into the picture. Got the RSI curling back up, trying to break back above 30. Trying to break back above the oversold condition. Okay, getting some volatility here. It's 4:22 p.m. Been about 2 minutes. Go ahead and post this. Thank you, Pookie, for the numbers. Let me do this. There we go. Okay, cool. Okay, getting some buyers stepping into the picture. I could probably go ahead and draw a fib on this just to kind of see what it looks like. Let's go top wick to bottom wick here.
Oh, wow. So it's down 486.
Coming back up here, trying to get back above 490.
Yeah, 490 is going to be pretty critical. Wow, did that really go down to 467?
468, yeah.
Jesus, what a dip buy, dude.
I know. That's what I was thinking too.
Scalpy scalp.
I mean, you could have just did the equity on this and already be up almost 10%, 5%, 10% just on the equity. Probably closer to 5%. Okay, so we got some buyers stepping into the picture. Got RSI has now breached back over 30 from being oversold. So we got some buyers entering the trade. We'll go time and sales here and see what we got. Kind of a mixed bag of green and red here. Lots of green coming in. Getting some volatility. You can tell by the way the candle's flickering. Yang on YouTube asks, why did it drop $14 right after release? We see that a lot with earnings. We'll see a lot of volatility right after the release, and then a lot of times it ends up going the other way. So could be a liquidity grab something like that. It could be long positions, taking profit. But just keep in mind, especially with it happens with these earnings. We'll see a bunch of volatility. Usually you'll see a fake out move one way or another, and then the actual move will happen. Looking like buyers are stepping back in here, Quench, back up to almost 500, sitting at 497, 496, 497. Time and sales is going nuts. About to get a MACD crossover on the 1 minute, even though the MACD is still in the negative, but this MACD line is about to cross the signal line to the upside. That's definitely going to be bearish for me, especially if these MACD, the histogram candles flip to green. It's going to be a good sign. Be even better if we get the TTM to fire off bullish. RSI is getting stronger and stronger. RSI above 50 now, Quench. Trying to get back over the baseline of 500 and close that 499.44, but buyers trying to push it back up here. I'm just kind of watching the sticks.
Yeah, they got to push 500. 500's got to go. If we can rip through 500, I think we could expect almost the same move up. So where was that? 500 to 468. $40. I think 540 wouldn't be out of the question if we can get it.
Yeah, I think it'd definitely be in the cards.
Remember, it's like walking a dog across the middle.
Yep. So since it wicked down to 468, we've got about 100% retracement back up to about 499, 496, 497. So buyers were able to claw back those that wick down to 468. They've retraced all the way back up now. Let's see if the buyers can hold here and give it another little push above 500. And I think maybe we'll get a nice impulse move well above 525, I think. I mean, if it wicked down to almost $40, $30-$40 down here, 530 to 540, I think is definitely would be in play. But that $500 level, you can see this is the volume profile indicator on Webull. Everyone should have it. Look at this volume shelf. This is basically data from after hours, okay, after regular session. Look at this volume shelf that came in. You can see this volume node sticking way out here. We got to get above this volume node, and then I think we're going to get some pretty good upside there. But we got to breach that 500, like Quench was saying.
Look at that tape, dude. That is insane.
It's going nuts.
You know how much, think about how much money that is.
Tons of money. Okay, working on a nice 1 minute candle here. Basically engulf this red candle and kind of draw a little box around it. Yeah, we'll do something like that. So we got this little red little candle here. Subsequent candle was this nice big green one. Basically the body of this green one engulfed the body of the red one. So that's bullish for me. Nice engulfing candle. And Quench, we're also above the 20 MA and the 200 MA now. So prices above my 2 MAs. I've been using the 20 MA a lot lately. It seems to be giving me some pretty good signals. Okay, we're officially above 500, Quench. That was that volume node that was sticking out right here. I was having trouble getting above it with this little red candle, and the buyers pushed it on through. Okay, so now we're up to about 505. This is getting better and better for the bulls if you did a bullish lotto play on this.
Yeah, this is either delusion into the ultimate bull trap, or
it's going to go.
It's going to go.
Yeah. I do think that 500 level, Quench, that's going to be very important. Also, very important mental level as well.
Yeah, and that high 509, like realistic move.
Yep.
If that 509 can't be breached, then that's going to be a problem.
We'll put a little horizontal line there right around 509.36 and get above there. Should get a nice push. But also, I would like this 500 to hold as well. I think if 500 holds, even if it takes a little bit of time to get above this 509.36. If this 500 holds, then we might have found a new support level there. Okay.
I gotta give it to stocks, buddy, dude. That stupid thing.
Oh yeah, let me pull it up.
Stupid thing triggered at 470.
Yeah. I'll go back to NVIDIA in a second, but I played SPY puts on this signal here, Quench, and took the SPY put contract from. Yeah, I cashed out these SPY puts from the contract. I took it from 135 to 190 earlier today. I alerted it to all the premium members, and we made some nice bank on there. Let me go to NVIDIA on the Stocks Buddy. This is an indicator that one of our in-house analysts created. Okay, gives out some pretty solid signals on the 5-minute chart. This was a down move on that NVIDIA had today. But let me go to a 1-minute chart on the Stocks Buddy here. Okay, so we did officially get a bull signal on Stocks Buddy. Again, this is our in-house analyst, Pookie's Revenge. That's his name on Discord. One of our top staff members here. He actually custom built this indicator that gives us bull and bear signals. Also gives us a stop loss puck here, and take profit and all that good stuff. So did get a bull signal here for the time being. Let's see if it holds up. And go back to the candlesticks here. Okay, getting a little bit of a pullback. We are back under 500.
Yeah,
but
bump its head.
Yeah, but you know what? As long as it makes a higher low from over here, from these candles, I'd still be happy there. Definitely.
I don't know, man. I think that was it. I think it's. I think this price action. If you go look here, zoom out, put on like the hourly or something, and then just look at the last couple of days. Look at that weakness from starting November 15th.
Yep, right here.
Weakness, and then hitting 496, stopped. You saw strength on the 20th, right? The earnings run up, but like no continuation. Like anytime you start to see that rounded top or bottom, right. you can trust in that price action is probably gonna come on down.
Yeah. Now NVIDIA is gonna actually do their earnings call. NVIDIA is based out of California, so their actual earnings call, where the CEO does his little interview, that might not be till like 30 minutes from now, like maybe around 5 p.m. Eastern. So once they actually do the earnings call, there's a good chance we could see a secondary move once the CEO starts talking to the investors, whether he's doing a call or a webcast. It's 4:32 p.m. Eastern, Quench. I know you said you had a call.
Yeah, I know. I got to get off here in like 2 minutes. I just really had to see how this panned out.
Yeah, for sure.
I moved it back for this because I couldn't miss it, man.
Go back to the 1-minute chart here. So we had an initial reaction was a sell off. Well, I mean, the first initial reaction was a pump to 509.36, sold off to 468, 100% retraced back up, and now it's like I say, if we can get a higher low here, Quench, I'm still optimistic for the bulls. This ends up being a higher low. That's going to be good news. Maybe pop a trend line on here and see if maybe it can hold this like that. Let's see what she does. But a higher low here would be very nice for the bulls. Go to the order book here. Okay, we've got an order of 3,000 on the bid, sitting at 494.50. Not really. We got 2,798 order at 500. Now these orders could be pulled at any given second, but it's nice to see where they're stacking at certain price levels. Let's see if we can get a higher low here, and then I think the bulls are going to be just fine when we wake up tomorrow for regular session.
I'll be interested to see how that call goes with the CEO. I think that'll be.
It's going to be the guidance, like when he actually talks.
Yeah, I think that's what's really going to write kind of the story here on this one.
Yep, and we got Pookie here. NVIDIA's earnings call will bring some volatility. Can't wait. Yeah, absolutely. was kind of brushing on that a little bit earlier. When they actually do the earnings call, I do think we get a secondary move. You know, the CEO, he's got to give the investors a warm and fuzzy.
Yeah, so this is a good question. Even on a positive earnings readout, like just remember, like sometimes good earnings means bad price action. Sometimes bad earnings yields good price action. It's a lot of it hangs on the forward guidance and honestly just the confidence that the market feels in who's right, who's running the ship. And honestly, for this one specifically, what it seems to be happening to me is like, okay, they did it. We've already seen all this earnings report, right? Like very favorable. We've been pricing this in. If you zoom out, Bull, just zoom out for like the last week or two or something. Like, look, we've been pricing this in for how long now? This thing's just been booming. That's where all this stuff gets priced in. And had earnings been like shocking, I'm talking 30 billion in revenue comes in, then maybe we would have just seen another boom up, right? But because earnings came in great, but pretty close to expectation, we've already priced all this in, and it was time to take profits. Like you'll see that a lot when it comes
so
to
kind of profit taking that wick
earnings.
down, right?
Yeah, you really can't call it anything other than that.
Yep, I agree with that. I agree with that analysis for sure. Go back to the 1 minute here and see what she's doing. Okay, just kind of doing the worm right now. Down, up, down a little bit. And again, I was saying earlier, if we can get a higher low out of this, I think that's going to be good for continuation. Yang says, thanks for the answers. Yep, absolutely. You're very welcome. So I'll give it about another 10 minutes. Just kind of hang out and see if anyone else has any questions and maybe we can answer for them. Let me look at the Discord, make sure I didn't miss anything there. Duco says, hopefully down. I don't need Intel pumping any more than it has. Yeah, I hear you on that. I actually had a bearish spread, or I'm sorry, a bullish, or no, it was the spread on Intel, the Intel spread. I kind of want Intel to come down a little bit, which today, I'll just kind of flip to the chart here. We did get a nice 4-hour candle on Intel today. Go to 4-hour, see this nice, beautiful candle here. So this is going to help our spread out a lot because I want the price to come down. I had a bearish spread on Intel because I just, Intel's been on a hell of a run. So I started shorting Intel and just need Intel to maybe pull back another couple dollars. If it gets to like 41, we're going to have some sweet profit on the table on that Intel spread. And this 4-hour candle right here was a beautiful thing for our bearish spread on Intel. So, this ends up continuing down. Again, I don't need Intel to burn to the ground. I just need it to go to like maybe 41 bucks and I'll have some pretty sweet profit on it. And we have till December 15th, so that's good.
All right, my brother. I got to bounce out of here. You take it home.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you joining, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Love you too, bro. Ethan on YouTube says you guys are bullish. Let me just go over the play that I entered. I actually opened up an inverse iron condor, just looking for NVIDIA to make a 25-point move, either up or down. So that's why I like trading the inverse iron condors, because I don't have to be really biased. I don't care if it goes to the moon. I don't care if it burns to the ground. The expected move on NVIDIA for Friday is plus or minus 35, which you can see on my Thinkorswim screen here. So plus or minus 35 by Friday. And my trade that I opened up before close today was an inverse iron condor. I'm just wanting NVIDIA to either go up by 25 or down by 25. So I get paid on either direction. So this is the beauty of the inverse iron condor. It doesn't matter if it goes up or crashes down. I get paid either direction. Worst case scenario is it's between my break evens on Friday and then I'll lose the trade. But this was a lotto play. The $135 debit that I paid to open it, I was using profits from a SPY put I did earlier today. So to answer your question, I'm not biased, so I'm not bullish or bearish. Because of the trade that I set up, I can make money whether it's bullish or bearish. I can make money either direction. I just don't want it to be caught in my in between my break evens here. You can see from my graph. Okay, so I paid $135 debit for the Condor, and if you do the math with that, basically I have a potential profit of 115, which means I'll get the 135 back. I'll get what I paid back, and then I'll get an extra 115. So 115 divided by the 135 that I paid to open it, potential return of 85% return. Okay. I know there were some people in the Discord. It was kind of a mixed bag in our Discord. We had some people that were bullish. We had some people that were bearish. I chose to be both, and that's the beauty of this trade is I could be bearish and bullish and make money no matter what, as long as NVDA moves $25 by Friday, either up or down. I'll be at max gain here for 85% return. So Ethan, I hope that maybe clarified whether we were bullish or bearish. Like I say, some people were bullish, some people were bearish. And the reason why I did this inverse iron condor is look at the cost. It only costed me $135, but look at the option chain on the video. You know, if you were to go with a naked put or a naked or a naked call, you know, let's just say for instance you were bearish and you went naked put. You know, you're going to need, and you want to be close to the money as possible to get the benefit of the Greeks and the delta and the gamma. You know, that's going to cost you $1,500, almost $1,600 to buy that naked put. Same thing on the call side. If you were bullish going into NVIDIA earnings, you know, you'd have to drop $1,700 to buy this $500 call. Instead of it costing that, instead of having to fork out that much capital, that's when we can just do a spread and reduce our cost basis. So for instance, I know the inverse iron condor, this is a multi-leg, 4-leg strategy, so a little bit more advanced, if you will. But even just a simple spread, say you were bearish, and instead of paying $1,500 or $1,600 for this 497.50 strike, you could actually do a put debit spread. So instead of needing $1,500 or $1,600 in capital, do the math on the spread. So this is a $2.50 wide spread, and a put debit spread would mean we're going to buy the 497.50 put. Okay, I'll just use the bid prices just for a mathematical example here. So if you buy if you were bearish, instead of paying $1,570 for this naked put, you could have did the spread, which means it would be a $1,570 debit, right, for the 497.50 put. But then simultaneously in the same order to form the spread, you're going to sell the 495 strike, which means you get a credit of 1455. So that's going to be a credit. We're collecting that back. So that put debit spread only costs $115. Do the math with that. So we pay $115 to open up the put debit spread, and we're very close to the money. So we still get the benefit of the Greeks and the delta and the gamma and all that fun stuff. But on a 250 wide spread, because 495 to 497.50, that's a difference of $2.50. In the option world, that's times 100, right? So that's $250. So the spread is 250. You paid 115 to open it. That leaves you a potential profit of 135. Okay, and if you paid $115 for it, and you have a potential to make $135 on it, 135 divided by the 115 you paid for it, you can still get 117% return on your money. Yes, it's not going to be 1,000% return or a 500% return that you could get if you bought a naked put and the price went in our favor. You know, NVIDIA sells off hard back into the 470s, and then you wake up tomorrow after opening bell, we're in the regular session. Yeah, you could have, you know, 500% return. And but the thing is I'm capping my reward sum to be able to enter the play for less money. It only costs $115 to enter this put debit spread if you were bearish, and if it goes your way, you could still bag 117% return. So I hope that kind of makes sense. I've made most of my money over the years by trading spreads. I do a lot of credit spreads. I like to do credit spreads when the VIX is kind of elevated, especially if the VIX ever gets above 20. I like doing credit spreads. It's a option seller's dream when the VIX is real high. When the VIX is low, I'll do debit spreads and things like that. And then every now and then I'll whip out some iron condors and some inverse iron condors. I'll also teach people how to do butterflies and iron flies. Okay. So I do a lot of advanced option strategies in the Discord, and I got a pretty big following. And I got about, I've done about 45 spreads this year so far, and I've lost like 5 of them. So I got like 90% win rate. And I just try and make sure my risk reward is right, and I have a methodical buy-in entry. I like scaling into them. And another good thing about the spreads compared to like day trading, people get so hung up on day trading, and they're on the intraday chart, and it's like, oh, it's going up, it's going down, and it's just kind of nerve wracking. The beauty of the spreads is I could literally just pick out a price level on the bigger time frame. And if I see some good support on the bigger time frame, you can go to 4-hour daily or weekly chart. And if I'm pretty confident that, say, $450 or $460 is probably, that NVIDIA is probably going to stay above there, then I could do a credit spread underneath that level and collect premium that way. And as long as NVIDIA stays above my short strike, the trade is usually pretty safe and good to go there. And then my profit target's like 50% or more on those. So not really getting a ton of action right now, which it's okay. They're going to be doing their earnings call since they're located in California. It might be a little bit later, maybe 5 p.m. Eastern or 6 p.m. Eastern. The CEO will actually do the call. And then I think we do get a secondary move there. So, of course, it's about 4:47 p.m. now. So we still have a solid 3 hours of after hours action. And then, of course, we got the pre-market data and pre-market hours tomorrow morning. So I'll keep my eye on it. And once we get some more price action data for the remaining after hours tonight to 8 p.m. Eastern, and then, of course, the pre-market data. And then we'll see how it goes tomorrow when the regular session, the opening bell rings. But kind of flat now. So not really too much excitement. But again, I feel like a broken record, but just be on the lookout for the actual earnings call from the CEO. And then I think we actually get a secondary move. But other than that, that's all I got for the NVIDIA earnings. I hope everyone enjoyed the stream. And if you're interested in coming to chat with us some more, just check out the link in the YouTube description. You can join our free section and get started there. It doesn't even cost you anything, and kind of get a feel of what we're all about. And then if you want to join premium, of course, that's great as well. But other than that, I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their night. And I'll see everyone bright and early tomorrow morning when the regular session bell rings in the morning. Other than that, cheers and have a great night.